right, good morning, people. Certainly hope you all are having a good one. Got some news here that just broke about 3 minutes ago. We'll jump right on into it. Certainly hope you're having a great one. As you know, it is Sunday. It is 7th, first day of Advent. Seventh day person. Enjoy. Enjoy. I'm off today. That's why I'm here. I certainly hope that all are having a good one. And I know I plan on doing one. I did my walk. It's 53 degrees. And I just discovered I have two Captain Marvel movies. I did not know that. I thought that well, I thought I didn't know I had it. I got so much over there, so I need to do a better job of doing my Black Friday shop. I want to take that back to the store tomorrow. Captain Marvel will be going back to the store, and certainly hope that to get something else. Maybe they got something else in there I want, because everything else was gone, like gone. Shang-Chi was gone. Black Widow was gone. So they'll definitely be giving my money back on that one. If not, I'll be getting them mad on. But certainly hope you all had a good Saturday. How about those college football games? Michigan beating the hell out of Ohio State. Ohio State's people on Twitter, they disappeared. 8 minutes in that fourth quarter, they were gone. They disappeared. USC winning big over Notre Dame late last night. I was able to stay up and watch that one. No sleeping patterns all thrown. As you know, if you don't know, we are in a DONO war, as what people told me to do. And so we are looking for, I'm looking to get some new RAM, some faster RAM. And so what I've already pledged $30 to the RAM. So we just need some brothers to put another 30 on it. And as you can see, we got Aqua Techie and Sergeant 12 and all those guys. They're down there. They getting their own special mention. So if you do the Dono War, hopefully I've set everything up. You get a little special treatment. That's all we're looking for. And if not, I'm going to buy the damn thing anyway, right? And I've got the Cash App activated. It is Craig Tech 100. So shout out to what Aqua Techie was saying. You got to go ahead and hit that Cash App and hit that like button when you come in here. At least hit the like button. So it's not like I'm not going to buy it anyway. So, but yeah, because it needs to be done. So I even changed the font, went back to the old chunky style for the chunky man himself. But shout out to everybody out there. You can see Black Friday. We got some Cyber Monday deals coming up. Gran Turismo is possibly going to PC. They're actually looking to it to happen mid next year. If it does happen, we'll look into that. And I can tell you right now, the Switch sales are insane. They are in. So, but yeah, the Nintendo Switch is selling like friggin' hotcakes and butter, with that maple syrup. I mean, with the regular maple syrup, not that cheap knockoff. What do you all think about that? Looks like the Switch is going to win the MPD. There's just no. I mean, every store I went into, all of them, and I went to several. I was at the mall. I was at Target. I was at Best Buy. GameStop had sold out. And they were talking about the bundles. They also sold out of the God of War game and the God of War bundles. At least in my area. I could, as of Saturday, I could walk into GameStop and buy a Series console, an S and an X. They did not have they didn't have no Nintendos. They had Nintendo Switches, but they had them like over in the hood. So and they had, which they do. I mean, it is what it is. They had them over at because there's like 3 or 4 GameStops in my city, and the one that's in the worst area, they actually had. I think they had one. I think they had some Nintendo Switches, and they had one God of War bundle. Now, I don't think the God of War bundle came with God of War. I can't remember how that worked. It was weird. I remember they had like 2 editions, and each one, it was like collectors only. They didn't have the game. It was weird. I don't know. I remember that. So Also, at Best Buy, I saw a lot of TVs getting bought. So shout out to the people buying the TVs. There were people getting frustrated because they could not get people to help them. And I actually walked over there and I helped two people. I'm like, look, I just bought a TV guys a month ago. If you're looking for a great picture, OLED, and they were like, well, my son's got an Xbox. I suggested the Samsung TVs. I said Samsung for Xbox, Sony for PlayStations. That's the best way to break it. LG TVs right down the middle. I saw some people, somebody bought an 8K TV cash. I kid you not. This dude whipped it out. I mean, they were like, do you want to apply for a Best Buy credit card? He said, no, I'm going to pay cash for this TV. That's the most cash I have seen it in person. This TV was over 10. All right, and he whipped it out. I think he was playing. I think he was an NFL player, and his team was on a bye. Man, oh man, he played for University of Kentucky. So but it's a gorgeous TV. It's gorgeous. So what's going on there, gaming night? The unpaid employee. Yeah, pretty much. I turned into D-Batch. So, but yeah, I mean, it was crowded, and get this, where you normally would check out at Best Buy, they turned that into pickup only, and where you would go and return stuff at Best Buy, that's where you bought stuff. And I'm like, man, this is jacked up. You know, that's what I said. You know, I said this is jacked up. So, but I'm telling you, they had some deals in there on headsets. Which I didn't know. And in the game, I'm going to buy a game today digitally. PlayStation's got the, remember I told you the Ghost. It's not the Sniper Elite. It's the Ghost Warrior Sniper game. That's the game I want. And I'm going to buy that today. And also if you have PlayStation Premium, I think that's what it's called. The game Assassin's Creed Valhalla, give me $1. Shout out to Jay Bari. Give me $1. It's leaving in like a week. So if you haven't played, I don't know how that works. If you haven't played it yet, make sure you download it. And if you're playing it, make sure you finish it. That's all I can say. So that's right. Now remember, hit that like button, hit that Cash App. You know, if you want to support the Dono War, and or hit the super chat button, whichever one you want to do. But make sure you hit the like button no matter what. Everything else is just kind of fun. Now, if you donate, I get to turn on the Dono cam and do my Dono dance. I don't know if you all want to see that this early in the morning. You may hurl. And so, yeah. But we'll get to the first story, because this is kind of broke a few minutes ago. If you did not know, Sony actually tried to bring PlayStation Plus to Xbox, but Microsoft did not permit it. And likewise, Microsoft went out to serve on there, and Sony has likewise blocked Game Pass. So again, I remember I told King Thrash this. King Thrash and Draco Royal asked me flat out, is Game Pass coming to PlayStation? I said, yeah, eventually. And here you actually have documented proof that that it's been offered. Now they've said no for now. That is it. So it clearly, and this comes from Tweaktown, and I'm just reporting what's here. And this is 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So it's read time. Says neither Sony nor Microsoft are willing to allow either company's competing services on their respective platform. I mean, that's the way it sits for now. Sony's latest response to Microsoft's Activision merger reveals interesting new information. Sony tells UK regulatory body, the CMA, that Microsoft will not allow PlayStation Plus on Xbox, which presumably means the company tried to offer its subscription service on Microsoft's ecosystem. Microsoft had likewise previously offered to bring Game Pass to Sony's platform, suggesting that PlayStation gamers could still access any content that would theoretically be Game Pass exclusive, and thereby circumventing one of the CMA's theories of harm arguments against Microsoft's Activision merger. This actually right here is a good argument for Microsoft. Like, hey, look, they can play these games. It's going to be on our subscription service. So that actually makes sense. If you're in a legal sense, that's a legal leg to stand on. Says here's a specific excerpt from Sony's CMA response. Third, Microsoft argues that demand for multi-game subscription services will not tip towards Game Pass because Microsoft would also make Game Pass available on PlayStation. But the wider availability of the leading provider, now endowed with replaceable content and protected by direct and indirect network effects, would make it harder, not easier, rival multi-game subscription service to compete. That's actually a good response. Microsoft's stance that Game Pass availability on PlayStation would be a panacea for the harm for this transaction rings particularly hollow, given that Microsoft does not permit Plus to be available on Xbox. So I think you're seeing their answer, which is, hey, their whole Game Pass thing offered to us is actually, we would accept that, but they got to put Plus on their system. And since neither one of them wants to do that, we are where we are, right? Says the rationale here is logical. Microsoft and Sony both run their individual platforms. Microsoft will with Xbox and native Windows PC integration, and Sony with PlayStation consoles and bigger push. Problem. Here's the thing: they would have to take a third party, like a third party would have to implement this. Microsoft would say, "Here's Game Pass. We're going to put it over here." And we will allow Sony's platform, their network, AWS, whatever, into download stuff off of it for a monthly fee. And Sony would have to do the same thing. So they would be a third party. That's your answer. I don't think either one's going to do that, though. So, it says neither company has an incentive to offer a competing service onto their platform, especially Sony, the Game Pass, a service that would significantly undermine its own PlayStation Plus service, with the added value of 400 plus titles and day and date release of a direct competitor's games. It's the same reason why I said that Game Pass would not come to here. All right. Like this, it's almost like they know I bought that. Okay. Here's what Microsoft said about Sony blocking Game Pass on PlayStation. Nor is there any basis for the idea that acquiring Call of Duty could tip subscription services in Xbox's favor. Sony has blocked Game Pass from not available on PlayStation. So, wow. I mean, this is just getting, I mean, this is kind of old news, but seeing it in writing, it's like, oh. I mean, seeing it in writing, man, it is crazy. It is crazy. But again, we know what Microsoft's entire mantra it's like, we can't beat you all fair and square, so we want you to change everything about what you're doing and do more of what we're doing. And it's just like, it's not gonna happen. So it's not gonna happen. So make sure you hit that like button, people. Also, if you want to hit that Cash App, Craig Tech, $ Craig Tech 100. Hit that Cash App, people. The DONO war is in effect. Let's see what happens. So, but yeah, hit that like button definitely. Like I said, I'm gonna buy that stuff no matter what. I just wanted to have fun with called a DONO war. So that's why I put LOL in there. So it is crazy to see how this is all playing out. And of course, you got the people on Twitter mad as hell. I mean, mad as hell that this deal is starting to fall apart, and they just are going. I mean, they're going crazy. Saying that even if it's blocked, Microsoft can sue. And it's like, no, they can't. I mean, there's nothing to sue. Who are you suing? You're preventing us from buying this. Well, this is already in court on why. And this will have to go to like an international court, and they're going to always side with the country. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, this guys are just going crazy. Crap Gamer, he was pissed off all day yesterday, talking about that. He says he's not, but he is. He's mad as hell. This is not going the way that he wants it to go. I cannot stress that enough. The way that he wants it to go. But so and it's blocked. I mean, like I said, these are mad as hell. So here's something else that just came down. So put this on the screen for you. For breaking news. Microsoft suggests Sony do day and date releases to boost PlayStation Plus. You know you're losing when you're doing this stuff. So and I've always said I know they've lost already, but this is hilarious. Microsoft, let's blow that up. Microsoft has suggested that Sony disrupt a business model that has nearly delivered 10 years of success in order to boost the value of PlayStation Plus. Now, here are your tiers. I had the extra tier. I did the premium tier for a couple months. I didn't see majors. I went to the extra tier. It wasn't hard. I didn't have to make no phone calls. I just went into my account. I changed it. It was fine. So right now, both Sony and Microsoft are going head-to-head with Activision merger. Sony is arguing against it and says it will threaten the gaming ecosystem, whereas Microsoft argues the deal is great for competition. One of the main arguments is Sony's PlayStation Plus will have a hard time competing with Activision games become offered exclusively to Game Pass and not available on Plus. Now, again, I have no idea how they get to that determination. That's just what they're arguing, okay? So what is Sony to do? Microsoft says that at minimum, Sony could offer day and date releases of key first-party and third-party games on Plus. In other words, Microsoft is advising Sony to essentially break the so-called virtual cycle that has helped sustain the multi-billion-dollar PlayStation empire. Yeah, that's the whole goal. This is what I've always thought, okay? I've always thought that since Microsoft can't compete, in which they're saying that they can't, okay? They are saying that they can't. So what they want is for the people, in this case Sony, to change what they're doing. You change what you're doing so that we can to help us compete. And Sony knows they're about to break Microsoft's back with Xbox, but by this deal being blocked, which by all indications, it's going to be blocked. Okay? And so I'm just saying, now let me make this clear. I've taken the default position that the deal's blocked. All right? Just like I have the default position that Sony and Square Enix, pretty much Sony has ownership. They haven't announced yet, but we'll have to wait and see. So, and again, this goes to what they're being said. This further, even if Microsoft succeeds in growing Game Pass with the addition of Call of Duty, EMA also would have to satisfy itself that Sony could not respond through investments or improvements in its service. Clear that Sony has a range of options to maintain or improve the competitive position of Plus. And so that's what they're saying. Microsoft is saying, well, if they want to make their service better, just do day and date. Just do day and date, and you don't have to worry about this. And which they're not going to do. At a minimum, Sony could include additional first and third party. This is coming from Microsoft. In PlayStation Plus on the day and date release, Sony's first party exclusive not currently Plus, prominent titles such as The Last of Us, God of War, I thought Spider-Man was in there. But see, they also had the greatest game collection or something like that. Final Fantasy VII Remake, including titles would be beneficial for gamers. Sony is losing PlayStation subscribers, but the company is unwilling to take more risk with first-party game sales in exchange for boosted subscribers. Again, this is simply because Sony does not put a ton. I can't say they put a ton. Sony does not. Again, the subscription service is important to Microsoft. It is their top goal. For Sony, Plus is not. It's just a support service. What they want is for Sony to change and say, We don't want you to, again, we want your subscription service to be what drives you, not your console system. So that's what Microsoft is saying, and that's why they're arguing. And Sony has already come back and said, no, that would change our entire business model. We're not going to do that. So that's why it says, while that sounds like a good idea in theory, closer examination of the PlayStation business indicates otherwise. It really isn't good advice for Sony right now. PlayStation isn't set up. I was just telling you all, I haven't read this yet. As you know, isn't set up for this kind of service first approach. First, let's take a look at why Sony has outright rejected the idea of day and date similar to Game Pass. And it goes into May on why they did it. And again, this came back up again at the CMA. So Sony is based on a virtuous cycle. Microsoft is not. Microsoft tried to compete in the virtuous cycle and got their butts handed to them by Sony and Nintendo. So Microsoft has decided, well, we're going to change the way everything's done. But the only way they can compete, the only way Microsoft can compete to do this is to do this service-based subscription and take IP that has been on other platforms for decades and then pull that off. And that's why Sony is going so hard. It looks like they won. So, because in essence, what they're saying is, as the virtuous cycle, we feel that if we were to move to a different model, which involves putting our AAA games into subscription service on day one, we feel that there's a significant risk that the virtuous cycle that we've established so successfully will be compromised and potentially broken. That's why they're fighting. Okay, Microsoft wants them to take all these risks and say, we want to compete with you all, but you got to come down here and be subscription service based first. And Sony's like, yeah, we're not doing that. You need to do what we're doing. You know, you need to do what the other two, because there's three of us. Nintendo's not doing what you're doing. Nintendo and Sony, I mean, I'm telling you right now, that Pokemon game, whatever it was called, Scarlet and Purple or Crimson and Clover, whatever it was called, that thing is selling. I mean, like, I've never seen nothing like it before. Okay, they were just selling Nintendo Switches like, I'm talking like they were giving away sex and candy. I mean, it was just like, wow, this thing was moving. So, I mean, we won't get into the quarterly numbers and stuff like that. Porter Rock does a really good job on that. So, let's see here. It says releasing first-party games day and date on a subscription service would likely lead to more subscriptions revenue. However, it would also likely eat into full game sales. You got to remember, Microsoft does not care about the sales of their games anymore. They've given that up. And what they're wanting Sony to do is the exact same thing. And to compete with them. We can't compete with you toe-to-toe. So we're going to go ahead. It's like a boxer saying that, well, I'm going to MMA because I can't box well, and I need to be able to use my hands to grapple and use my feet. Okay, that's why when boxers were talking about MMA guys, they beat them up all the time, because those MMA guys don't have good boxing technique. They don't. That was that one guy that Floyd Mayweather was 50 years old. He beat up Conor McGregor. I mean, Conor McGregor could not hit him because he didn't know how. And Conor McGregor, they were like, oh yeah, this is, he's going to whoop his butt. And then when they got in the ring, they were like, well, how come Conor can't use his legs? Because he's boxing. Okay? He's boxing. He couldn't. He had the wrong stance. He couldn't move his head. Couldn't hit Floyd. Wait a minute. Floyd just beat him up. Floyd beat him up. I mean, he knocked him as a KO. He beat him up. So it says, case in point, God of War Ragnarok just sold 5.1 million copies in its first week. But it have sold that many if it were offered day one on Plus. No, it wouldn't have, because we just would have downloaded it. So Sony is also releasing a higher quantity. Sorry, that quantity. I want to make sure quantity of games than Microsoft, and the titles are typically more premier blockbuster style experience, long playtime. Even Microsoft said that Sony has more quality. So you see, they hurt themselves with their own argument. When Sony came out, when Microsoft told the CMA, Sony has better quality games. Well, that's what Sony's saying. Well, in order for us to produce those type of games, we can't use a subscription service to get the money. It's that simple. This is not hard. This is why Microsoft lost. Why they lost. Ooh, look at this. Like if you want to play your Sony games on PC, get an ultra wide monitor. You know. Oh, see that? 40p, 160 hertz. All right. Secondly, Sony is already about to disrupt this business in hopes of expanding across other platforms and mobile. This again is true. So when Microsoft said they need to take more risks, that's what Sony's doing. Sony wants to release 12 live games by 2025, including various online games available on both PC and PlayStation console. This includes that game that you all call Fractions or Action, whatever it's called. I was going to call it, I forgot the name of it. Last up. All right. So the reality is that Microsoft took a dramatically different. Hey, we were just talking about this, right? That's why I'm the Messiah. So the reality is, reality is that Microsoft took a dramatically different approach than Sony in regards to its video game business. Years ago, back in 2017, Microsoft disrupted the market with the introduction of Game Pass. Since then, Game Pass has grown to about 25 million plus subscriptions that provides near unparalleled value with access to 400 games across console, PC, mobile, even direct console free access. This is what I was talking about the other day when Hip Hop Gamer was playing. He was playing Halo on that Samsung without an Xbox. Make that clear. He was playing without an Xbox. Closer to the fantasy. My fantasy. All right, so Microsoft chose this path because it had to adapt to a market that was vastly dominated. Oh, look at that. Vastly dominated by Sony's PlayStation 4. So instead of trying to compete on Sony's terms, Microsoft, again, changed the playing field, suggesting that Sony do the same when it is currently in a leading market position. He already facing risky endeavors is not the greatest argument. This is why they lost. This is why they lost. All right? Why they lost. No. Ultimately, and I mean ultimately, Microsoft wants to change the way Sony is doing it. Oh, wait a minute. Got the dono. Oh, my goodness. What? Here we go. I got to turn on the dono cam. There we go. Where's dono cam? Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. All right, we only need $20. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. I can't believe it. I mean, this is amazing. I can't believe it. Shout out to Lincoln Clay. Wants me to start dancing. I'm over here doing the hammer. Yeah, raise the roof. I mean, it don't get no better than this. So all we need now is $20 more, and I can go ahead and get the RAM that I was going to go ahead and get anyway. So, all right then. Shout out to Lincoln Clay for providing some entertainment for you all this morning. Just waiting on who else said they would donate. I believe CRU and then Aquatech. He said that they may go ahead and help a brother out. Help keep the what do the YouTubers say to you all? Help keep the lights on. So let's see here. But now nobody's hit the Cash App now. Make sure you hit the Cash App. So I did check my Cash App. It's nothing's here. Maybe I did it wrong. Yeah, US dollars. Well, let me make sure it's the right thing. Yes, $ Craig Tech 100. But if somebody hit it, that's cool. I just don't see it yet. I have no idea how to. I haven't done Cash App. I appreciate you. It still says 0 on here, I promise you. There. All right, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'll check it later. It may come later. Appreciate you. Says Sony wants to keep the waterfall method. They just want to keep doing what they always have done. And that came from Tweaktown. That came from Tweaktown. So, again, you all can go check that out. I did leave a link in the description for you all to follow. And I can't wait to see how many games that Nintendo Pokemon sold. I'm excited about that. Got to now turn off the Dono cam. Pause. Wait on another super chat or something. Then I will dance again. So I have something very special planned. If we get one over 20, like I'm gonna be ducking behind the chair, stripping for what you call it. So shout out to everybody that is donating. I appreciate you. I agree, Aquateki. I buy my games outright. I buy my game, and people have asked me about Black Friday and who it's for. It is for people like me buy games physically, and whatever games physically. You buy records physically, CDs. I still buy CDs. I still buy records. So, and I also still buy I buy that, and of course I buy movies. So, yeah. He says he found an article that says Sony acquired Square but haven't announced it yet, and that all Final Fantasy games will be. That's interesting, Destiny. Mind sending that to me? I'll pull it up here. We can look at it. My personal belief is that they bought Square Enix and they haven't said anything. So I don't know why. All right, hold on. Oscar, hold on, wait a minute. No. I mean, these people are listening to me. I have an email from Costco about an 8K TV. So, all right, my bad. Let me go ahead and get back into it. Let's talk about the big story, which is Gran Turismo going to PC. I need Lincoln Clay to I want Lincoln Clay's opinion on this. Is this a big deal? So big deal for you guys. We'll put that up. Yeah, when that guy bought that TV, I've never seen that much money because he paid cash on the barrelhead. COD. He said. They were like, "Do you want to apply for a Best Buy credit card?" He said, "No. Don't you all still take cash?" I was like one behind him, and I was buying my movies because remember I said, the where you would usually go to get help at Best Buy, where the Geek Squad is, they had that all arranged for the people who were buying stuff, and where you would physically buy stuff, they had us. That's where you would pick stuff up. It's like, I don't understand this. So, Microsoft is blocking PlayStation Plus. Yeah, greedy feelness. Well, again, yeah. I mean, I always knew that though. I already knew they had offered it. Hold on, let me mic. There we go. I was dancing and I knocked my mic down. Look. So shout out to PlayStation Ecstasy. Yeah, 8K. Yeah, I know it's crazy. So yeah, let me go to this story here. Ah, all right, there we go. That there we go. So this kind of broke overnight, and this comes from GT Planet. This Polyphony Digital is considering releasing Gran Turismo on PC. There's a Planet is here in Monaco. Ooh, the Gran Turismo World of Finals and Gran Turismo 25th anniversary event, and we had the chance to sit down with G Series creator Mr. Yamaguchi. It is windy and it is raining, so I may get blown away. If before I get blown away, make sure you hit the like button and hit the Cash App, but. All right, I just want to make sure I looked at it right. All right. So, what do you all think about Gran Turismo? It says here a lot has changed since we spoke to Yamaguchi-san, and one of the more interesting developments in the industry is the release of titles from major first-party PlayStation studios. Some of Sony's biggest franchises have already made their way to the platform. Talking about Spider-Man, Uncharted 4, Lost Legacy, God of War, those games. So naturally, this has led to many to speculate if Polyphony Digital's Gran Turismo series could also make the jump. And we were curious to ask Yamaguchi if that was something he considered. And he says, yes, I do think so, Yamaguchi said, but there's some caveats. So Gran Turismo is a very finely tuned title. Yamaguchi-san explained there are not many platforms which could run the game in 4K 60 natively. So one way we make that possible is to narrow down the platform. It's not a very easy subject, but of course we're looking into it and considering it. So there we go. So again, what do you all think about this? It says PS5 offers the full 4K 60 experience. It even supports ray tracing and replays and menus. So what they would have to do on PC is they would have to support ray tracing. They would have to go in and change the code and support ray tracing on the track. All right, so you couldn't just, if not, that would be a trash game because you already know that Forza Motorsport is going to do that. And ultimately, Sony is looking to compete with their game against Forza Motorsport. Now, I personally would love to see Polyphony Digital or somebody else make an arcade. I've said this multiple times. Make an arcade style game. I've always said Ridge Racer, and I know Sony doesn't own that, but remember I told you guys, Sony is buying IP like they just did, and people were talking about those were acquisitions. That's just bull crap. Oh, God, I can't believe people. So, Sony buying the rights to publish, not acquisition, just the right to publish. They require the oh, I don't want to take, oh God, anyway. But I truly believe Sony is going to bring back money wise. Let me make this clear. They're going to give money, make an investment in games like a Parasite Eve, in games like SOCOM. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. He even said all these games are coming back. So, and they are. They're coming. You all just, everybody wants something up front. And then when they get information, they're going to say, well, it's 3-4 years away. So no matter what, you're just like a baby. Like I said before, you're like, what do they say about, what do they say about women? That women want the responsibility of a child, but the authority of a man. So, I mean, you all just, it's not happening. Ooh, I did see somebody buy this TV yesterday. Shout out to the person who bought that TV. Look at that. This is a TV I was going to buy until I bought the B2. It was 48 inches. I think it was on sale. It was on sale for $11.99. So, and then there was somebody who bought this TV. I saw this TV loaded up over here. But I bought the B. But yeah, shout out to everybody who went out and purchased a TV. Put a 1 in the chat if you bought a TV or a monitor. A lot of people are buying monitors as well. So, needless to say, Yamaguchi-san's comments will encourage us to keep a close eye on PlayStation Studios' expansion on the platform moving forward. I think Gran Turismo could have a much bigger splash than, say, Miles Morales or something like that. And look, I thoroughly enjoyed Miles Morales. Uh, I do know Sony Live Action is looking to cast their Miles Morales. So, that's not what this podcast is about. We'll talk about would like to see play Miles Morales probably in an upcoming podcast. I'll probably do that podcast on Wednesday. Can't remember if I got to work Wednesday. So, but what do you all think about them putting yet another game on PC? Are they? We can no longer say they're going in the wrong direction because that is BS. We know that is trash. So we know that is trash. So all games says Sony missed Microsoft. Sony missed out on billions in God of War Ragnarok sales. Yeah, I know. Lincoln Clay says GT7 to PC doesn't change his opinion of the game, but it gives weight possibility that PSVR could have. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, Link. So, you get no. I do not disagree with that at all. That's what I think is going to happen. I think PSVR will go from there. Check it. I don't want people to cash app. Make sure I'm doing it right. Right now, it's USD. Bitcoin. I just want to make. All right. Never mind. Not a big deal. So I just want to make sure that you all, if you all are going to do that, I want to make sure you do it right. So it is Craig Tech 100. Craig Tech 100. Make sure. But what else you all got here? Because it's 10:50. Yeah, you all saw the argument that Microsoft was making with to the CMA, and that is trash. Trash ass argument. So, and that's why they lost. I'm going to. Destiny, did you send me that article yet? On Twitter, I don't. I do not. Oh, the music. There's a musical score out for Spoken. In case you all were interested in that. I listened to it. It sounds pretty grandiose to me. They're mad over that situation. Shout out to Red Dragon. Else. Okay, this is coming from Bloomberg. Drop that up here. If you have any more questions about important that you all get. All right. So this is coming from Bloomberg. Shout out to Red Dragon. Microsoft's Activision deal hangs on long shot FTC accord that Biden hates. Biden's FTC blocked similar deals over proposed behavioral fixes. antitrust officials concerned about impact on cloud gaming. Now this is huge. So big. Y'all want to read it? Ah, God, it's. Y'all want to read it? It's for some reason they have it under politics, and I thought they would have had it under economics, but it is what it is. But this is Bloomberg. You all can learn more about it if you subscribe to it. But so I do not see the deal going through. I just think there's much going against them at this point. I think Sony has made a case, a legitimate case against it as well. So you just sent it to me. All right, let me look at it. Hold, pull it up. It ain't no big deal. Yeah, because I didn't know that Final Fantasy was exclusive until Microsoft said it in that filing. I'm like, I got a feeling. All right, yeah, I see it now. Hold on, I'll put that up there. That up there. Got the death. Adding to. There we go. Now let's blow that up. Oh, this is from. I remember this. Okay, yeah. The insiders confirmed a rumor that suggested Sony will be buying Square Enix and Final Fantasy. Know about it. This is from June, but yeah, I do remember this. But it says confirmed it. Okay, now this is new. I always thought it was a rumor, but they confirmed the rumor. Okay, fair enough. Now this is coming from Early Game Plus. I have no idea who these people. Like Thanos said, I don't know who you are. That says Greg Miller time, IGN writer turned gaming journalist Nova, and he corroborated a huge rumor that's been making the rounds on the internet. Sony is planning to buy Square Enix, directly upcoming Final Fantasy 6 PlayStation. Okay. Makes sense because, after all, this is the age of acquisitions. Microsoft is buying developers, Sony is buying developers, Nintendo's working on 4K gaming? Really? Didn't know that. Okay. This news was first broken by Jeff Grubb, aka Grubb Stacks, and then picked up by Greg Miller. The problem with Jeff Grubb is that he would not tell you who Sony was buying. I remember that. So it says fact first report first a while back, but their specifics, now the specifics are out the bag. Where Enix sold off all its Western responsible for Marvel games. That includes a game that I liked, which Guardians of the Galaxy. They sold them. I thought that was a mistake, but and Sony should have gotten that. But that's my opinion. Here, and it says holding on to their Japanese talent. It is that very Japanese side of Square Enix that's now acquiring. Why would Sony only want the Japanese side? Well, why do you know? Why do you really Square Enix in the first place? Because of Final Fantasy. Okay. Final Fantasy 9 is getting a remake. Alrighty. This the interesting thing to me is that this doesn't fit all wrong. Square Enix games have always been at home PlayStation systems. However, Final Fantasy 6 is Final Fantasy 16. I thought that's going to PC, so it's not going to Xbox at all. I mean, this is from June. So, but didn't Microsoft say that Final Fantasy wasn't coming to their platform in the filings they had? I can't remember. So, because the acquisition hasn't been made public yet, but unless something unexpected happens, that will change. That will soon change, of course. Likely be a while until the beta Final Fantasy build off the bat, but already know Final Fantasy 6 definitely happened. Well, yeah, I mean, are you not that shouldn't surprise us. That shouldn't surprise us at all. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah. So I thought I had seen that before. Thought I'd seen. All right, shout out to Destiny for sending that. I appreciate it. Paul Game says he laughs every time he hears Phil and Satya and Nadala say they want to bring Call of Duty players. Call of Duty is already everywhere. Yeah, that's true too. Like I said, it's hypocrisy at the highest level. So, Square Enix actions like they acted in fruition. Elaborate on that. I don't understand that. Paul Gaines says post up celebrating Elder Scrolls. Maybe that game is exclusive. I don't play that game. I was talking about this yesterday, but yeah, I know somebody. He went out and he bought an Xbox One S so that he could play the game. That's at least now let me make this clear. He's not showing me no receipts, but I mean he's a grown ass man with kids. I mean he's just like, yeah, I went out and bought the Series S and he bought a monitor and he said he paid about $500 for everything. Like he bought everything at once. He bought the monitor. Well, he bought the monitor and then yeah, he got the S. So he's happy. He's like, yeah, and he told me the Xbox One S is fine if you want to go back and play a bunch of old Microsoft games. So he's played Gears and stuff like that. He said, but yeah, if you want to play a bunch of new stuff, that's not what it's for. But he's thoroughly enjoying his One S. About $500 for Xbox Series X and a monitor. Series S, Spartan God. Series S was about I think he got it for $79, and then he bought like a monitor for like $149. So yeah, he said he paid about $500 out the door, give or take. So let's see. That's not cap. So sorry. You can get a good 1080p monitor right now for I don't know, $140. But let's see. What do you mean, Destiny? Square Enix actions like they see acting in fruition. What do you mean by that? Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I agree with Paul. I mean, why is Microsoft saying they want to put bring Call of Duty to more gamers when it's everywhere right now? So, like that one girl said, I'm everywhere now. That girl's a keeper, boy. But if Final Fantasy is, I want to see if I can find. Yeah, hold on. I mean, really, if Final Fantasy is not going to the Xbox, then I'm just. I'm not. I thought there was something. I could have read that wrong. Because I thought they had a filing that Sony will. Hold on. I mean, I'm just talking about. I don't know. There's something from January that says that this is a Final Fantasy 16 is a 6 months exclusive window confirmed by Sony. So I mean, I'm not seeing any Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Yes, is a PS5 exclusive. Also the SSD. Oh, I didn't even know they said that. Oh. Oh. Wow. And Spartan Guy, here's something for you because you don't think you can get a monitor cheap. Let's just put this on the screen. Let's go ahead and put this on the screen. And it's cap. So here is a monitor for $100. Full HD monitor. So he went out and bought something like this. So you know it. Went ahead and got it. You don't have to wait the Cyber Monday to get these deals right now. You can buy it and then just tell Amazon you know you're buying it early. You want the deal? They'll give it to you. Damn. Now there is somebody coming on in a couple hours that will have nothing but cash. So, yep, a $250 or $279 console, and I think he paid like $129 or something like that for the monitor. So, yeah, hit that like button, people. Hit that Cash App, Craig Tech. It's $ Craig Tech, and then 100, the number 100. And hit that if you want, or hit that super chat button. We're doing a Dono war right now. Lincoln Clay is winning, so he had me dancing, had me stripping over here. Sounds real suspect. About what, the monitor? So, let's see here. Final Fantasy 6 isn't going. Yeah, that's the name, man. So let's. Sounds real suspect. What the Cash App does, or the game not going over there. Yeah, I gotta get my fantasy team ready. I'm winning my league, though. I mean, they're sitting up there trying. Here's who I'm not going to play today. I'm not going to play because I've got like 4 defenses. So the defense, I think I'm going to start whoever is playing against the Cardinals. I think I have that defense. Check that real quick. And did your favorite college team win? I mean, because Ohio State got blown out. I mean, it wasn't even close. I was like, In Arizona, I think I have that defense. Yeah, Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to start the Chargers defense against Arizona. And I am start I'm gonna start Tua. I'm starting Tua over. All right, yeah. Green Bay and the Eagles are playing. That's the night game. That is tonight. So that is the 8 o'clock game. Should I start? What do you all think? Should I start Tua or should I start Jalen Hurts? What do you all think? That's kind of my choice. Tua or Jalen Hurts. So, monitor sounds suspect. Like it's not a good monitor. Well, he didn't say it was a good monitor. So he just said he bought a $120 or $30 monitor and he got it with it. He could play his thing. So my audio keeps dropping in and out while I'm moving around a whole lot over here. I do apologize for that though. So yeah, I think it's up there now. It should be all right. I'm checking my so the monitor sounds cheap. This sounds suspect. I just showed it. I showed it to you. So it's a cyber deal. So check my DM again. All right, I like checking. I like getting stuff into. Righty. I'm in agreement that Square Enix has been bought. So by them, by the way. Final Fantasy is leaving Xbox Game Pass for another service effectively. No! Oh! You know what? That's right. Because on Game Pass on PC, it does say that Lightning or something like that, Final Fantasy something Lightning return. I don't know if it's Lightning, something about Lightning. That's leaving like next week. So, oh no. Oh no. No more Final Fantasy. Oh no. Yeah, another service. Take a guess. Oh, well, it could be could be Nintendo. Yeah, I was about to say, doesn't Nintendo have it? And you know, Sony had a huge meeting with Nintendo about a month ago. They had a real big meeting. So I have to wait and see what that does. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh, they're pulling it. I can't believe it. Oh. Yeah, man, we'll have to wait and see what that meeting was about. It could have been about scrambled eggs and potato chips. But we gonna find out what that meeting was about. Let me tell you something. You think they're gonna allow games to go Nintendo from Square? Yeah, that could be. That's kind of my loose speculation about it. Shout out to you again, Lincoln Clay. I appreciate you, brother. I agree. I agree that that's how that deal will go through. They'll say, well, you know what? Square Enix is going to pull up and say, you all don't buy our games on Microsoft system. And I guess what, Nintendo, they sell well. But Square's games have always been on Nintendo's console, right? So so don't be surprised when you see we want to welcome Square Enix to the place. It wouldn't shock me. I've said publicly I believe they bought Square Enix. I'm been on the record on that one. So and I'm not using no inside baseball. I'm just kind of reading the tea leaves. But fact that they're leaving, yeah. So you think they're gonna put all the Final Fantasy games on the PlayStation service then? You know. But well, think about it. Crisis Core, that's gonna be on the Xbox, isn't it? I think Crisis Core gonna be on there, the Crisis Core remake or something like that. So they should have bought Remedy. Well, they may have tried to buy Remedy, and Remedy said no. Yeah, I think Remedy would be a better buy than friggin' Ember Labs and CD Projekt Red and Hello Games. That's me personally, though. Like if I was sitting there in that executive office and they said Ember Labs, Slow Something, the people who do Sifu, Hello Games, and CD Projekt Red, I'd be like, well, I would do, because you all want the online stuff, I would try to buy Frontier because they have Elite Dangerous, and or I would try to buy Hello Games and No Man's Sky. Now that's just me personally. And then I would say with the money left over, I would buy Hello and Remedy in that combination. Now somebody else may say, man, you should buy Remedy and CD Projekt Red. Oh, okay, that's fine too. That's not a big deal. So, but yeah, I like Remedy, and that way they could do. Oh man, that one game. I mean, this is getting. I may end up buying a PC game. I may buy Horizon Zero Dawn. May not buy Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. Remedy and Capcom for the Origin. Yeah. Now I still think Sony and Capcom got something brewing, but that's it. So it is Crisis Core. It's coming. The prequel to Crisis Core. All right. The Crisis Core is the last game going to Xbox. Talking about from Square Enix. Okay, that's I mean, again, I can't argue with your logic, Destiny. That's why I love you as a sub. I love your logic. Yeah, I think we think the same way. I don't disagree with you at all on that. So tried No Man's Sky for the first month. Oh, for the first time last month. It's an amazing game. Yeah, and again, before they put all that stuff in it, I already finished it. So yeah, and that game is on. That's everywhere. That's on PC. That's on PlayStation. That's on Xbox. So nobody would argue. It's like, well, they make one game. So the question would be, do you just buy them to make the one game? I personally, that to me helps Sony with their online presence. That's an MMO. That's an MMO. If you want to know what an MMO is, that's what No Man's Sky is. So is I can't think of it. So is the Frontier game, Elite Dangerous. So again, just it is what it is. So we'll have to wait and see. Remedy, Capcom, and Ubisoft. Well, Ubisoft is already owned by somebody. Don't even have to buy it from them. Yeah, I've always said the remedy, yeah, with Control and Alan Wake, yeah, that makes sense to me. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Sony will buy Hello Games. I'll have to wait and see. That's not a big deal. So, shouldn't drink tea for tea. It's coffee. Yeah, there you go. I get what you're saying. Where Enix publishes all Ubi games in Japan. Interesting. That would be interesting. So, if that is reality, then that would be major if they got Square Enix. All right. So yeah, man, about 15 more minutes. Hit that Cash App if you want. The Dono War is on. Let me see how much that memory costs. Let me go back online. Let me double check, because you know how prices be changing on a brother. Yep. Actually, hold on now. Oh, actually come down. Oh my. I've never heard of this though. Oh wait, I can't buy that. I've never heard of that before. It's OLOY. What the hell is that? Oh, let's see what they're saying about. Got 3 ratings here in the United States on November. Okay. Great install, easy. Great clocks well. Okay. So it's good to overclock. Looks stable. All I have to say, I overclocked it to 3200. Runs fine. Okay. Damn, that's actually not bad. It's getting good. All right. Well, unfortunately, it only lasts 18 months. No! So it seems like it's not lasting long. Oh no. Now here come the bad ones. Don't bother. RAM not work. Keeping it shows. Oh no. I got a little bit of a chub there. Now let's see. Patriot. Never heard of this stuff. Ooh, here's one that glows. But yeah, it's the same company. Daddy. Is everybody's overclocking. That's probably the problem. All right, let me put this one in. Hey, yeah. Now what? Ooh, here's one called Zeus T-Force. I think I'm gonna go with the Zeus one. Add the card. Getting my Cyber Monday going on. Cyber Monday's coming up. Yeah, who that? I don't know. It is who that. But I got another one. Oh, it's OLOY. I don't know what that is. A lot of UB games on PlayStation Plus. Really? Okay. I know one is leaving. They did say that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is leaving. I'll get that done. Yeah, I'm going to have to look more into it. I have to look more into that. OLOY. What the hell? All right, well, we'll shut down the Dono War. I do appreciate everybody's donation. It was fun. So I got to do my dance and strip in front of the TV. That was pretty crazy. So, and again, like I said before, my channel is growing. We are 8 subs away from 1,800. Again, we are 8 subs away from 1,800. So it is what it is. So, so our podcast is growing. I do know you all are getting the alerts because I can go into my algorithms and stuff, my analytics. I'm sorry, and look at all that stuff. So maybe people are just no longer going to listen to what a lot of these guys are saying, guys and gals are saying, because they're full of shit. And I think a lot of people have figured it out. So, but guys, I'm gonna get on off here. I do appreciate you. It was fun. If anything breaks in the next 24 hours, I'll do another podcast tomorrow because I am off. I got to get my fantasy team. I almost called it Final Fantasy. I got to get my fantasy football team out, and because it's actually due out by 11:30 and 10:45. I got all these alerts. So I will talk to you guys later. I appreciate you, and you all have a good rest of the day. Holla.